Hey there everyone, Barbling here with today's self-confidence challenge, and we are going to be building on what we chatted about yesterday. Now, yesterday we discussed the fact that possibly you might have 1 or 2 or 73 little voices inside your mind. Now, what are these? Well, these are the ways you choose to interpret what other people say, or maybe even what other people are thinking. So today, we're going to move a bit further and say, today's self-confidence challenge, I recognize that sometimes those voices distort what people say, and most importantly, thank you, Mo, hello, what I in turn hear. Now, why is that so important, I hear you ask? You can ask this to Mo over here. I recognize that sometimes those little voices distort what people say and then what I in turn hear. Well, this is amazingly important for the following reason. Somebody might tell you something, okay? They might comment on how you look, or comment on what their expectations are for you, or might comment upon, okay, go on down, Mo, thank you, or might comment on maybe a task they thought you were going to do, etc., etc. However, when you hear that, you don't hear what the person is trying to convey. You hear the flavor that those little voices are putting onto that specific message. So if you're already primed to think of yourself as a bad person, or if you're already primed to get, I have to defend myself from whatever anybody else says, etc., 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 it's no surprise that sometimes when people talk to you, you distort in your mind what you hear. And if you like giving personality to such things, you can say your little voice, the little voices in your mind, it distorts what you're hearing, okay? Somebody might be talking to you with your best concerns at heart. But the little voices in your mind say to yourself, oh, no, 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 they can't be worried about me. They must have some kind of ulterior motivation. I'm really a horrible person. They really mean to say that, but they just don't have the courage to tell me that. Or, you know, words to that tendency. So the thing that's really difficult to internalize, but is so crucial to do to help you on your journey for self-confidence, is to recognize that sometimes you are proactively enabling yourself to spiral down, okay? And that is because you're distorting in your mind the loving comments that other people might have to say about you. Now, it's a tough thing to stop, okay? And it requires a lot of courage to recognize and honor that. But it's key and critical to do that to help you grow for your next self-confidence adventure. So, Barbling, for today's self-confidence challenge, I challenge you to recognize that those little voices that you might have inside your head whenever you try to analyze what people are saying, they can distort what people are saying, and in turn, you hear something different that was never at all intended in the first place. So, yep, that's Barbling with today's self-confidence challenge, and I will see you, swing, on the inside. Ow, I just poked my eye. That was very not wise. Let's try that again. Let's not try that again. Let's just actually put the glasses on neatly. Hello there. Yes, hi, Barbling. Again, I will see you on the inside. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.